It's WAAAM 2023 Fly-In. And I want to talk specifically, first of all, about seaplanes. And I didn't know the difference between a seaplane and a float plane. A seaplane lands on the belly of its fuselage. A float plane lands on the floats that are under the plane, and the fuselage usually doesn't make contact with the water. So that's the difference. And let's look at some seaplanes. First of all, this blue Grumman Goose, Pemberton and Sons, 1942, Grumman JRF-6B. It is a beautiful, beautiful plane. It has been to WAAAM before, and love seeing it every year. These people have a sense of humor, hence the anchor out on the grass. Next, we have one of a most stunning Grumman Goose, G-21A, built in 1939, originally owned by the Lehman Brothers. These planes were designed to fly wealthy individuals down Long Island to work at New York City in the late 30s, early 40s. This was bought in 1998. Vintage wings and wheels restored it. The Smithsonian can be quoted as saying this is the oldest flying Grumman Goose, and we love seeing it. It was gorgeous. On to the next seaplane, a Republic RC-3, better known as the Seabee. The Seabee, one of the cutest, most curious planes out there. This first sold for about $3,900, 215 horsepower. 250 of these planes still exist. And this is a beautiful example. Love seeing this. Thank you for bringing it. A Grumman Widgeon. This plane is for sale, and you can find out the price by doing just a little bit of research. 1943, restored in 2009, spent 45 years in Alaska flying, and it is a beautiful example of a Widgeon, and you can own it. All right, let's move along here. We have this Marine 566, and this is a Cessna L-19 Bird Dog, 1951, based out of Big Fort, Montana. Tail number N51BD. Love the paint job, love the interior. Everything about this plane is gorgeous. And wow, what a spectacular day we had out at the Fly-In. You couldn't ask for better weather. And the turnout was great. The number of planes in was fantastic. Here we are with number 86. This is a 1943 PT-23 Fairchild, tail number N60727, and this is based out of Richland, Washington, and this is brought here to promote the Commemorative Air Force, which is dedicated to keeping these old planes running all over the country, and you can get rides. They have a wonderful website and a rich depth of these old planes flying. Stunning walk around on this plane, number 86. I'd like to fly in all these planes, but that one would be a great one. Now, on to 1952, Canadian Car and Foundry. Now, this is the Harvard 4, and this is based very closely related to the T6 Texan, tail number 20325, 600 horsepower. About 500 of these still fly. They were often used as trainer planes, and again, stunning details. Every one of these planes, the paint job, the presentation, the fact that they were brought here from great distances. Okay, now on to a 1979 Yak. This is a 18T RA44502, tail number N44500Z. And this is 360 horsepower. What is interesting about this is this was a basic trainer for all the pilots in the Aeroflot flight school in the old Soviet Union. Beautiful looking plane. I could imagine it takes a lot of work to import one of these planes and make it flight worthy and certified. Okay, moving on to this beautiful 1942 Piper L4B, better known as the Grasshopper. It's based on the Cub design, 65 horsepower, tail number N26168. The L in the L4B stood for liaison, often used to help in targeting or correcting artillery fire, as well as transport, medical evac. It had a very big role in the Second World War into Korean War. Again, another spectacular paint job. You can kind of see how it got its nickname, the Grasshopper. All right, next we have this Army 24555, another bird dog. It's a 1957 Cessna L-19E, 213 horsepower. This plane shows so well. Now we'll zip along to a 1943 Howard DGA-15P, 450 horsepower. I'm sorry I don't have any other details on this. I couldn't catch a tail number or anything else, and I wasn't able to talk to anyone here, but love the looks of this plane. Look at that interior. It's gorgeous. All right. 1946 Globe Swift, 145 horsepower. I've kind of fallen in love with the Swift. It just seemed way ahead of its time. Look at these old vintage ads for the Swift. Not sure what this sold for. I don't have a price tag on that, what it sold for new. That'd be interesting. If you have comments, leave them down below. I am not a pilot, so if you have corrections, make them. That would be great. The other thing is sometimes there was discrepancies between what was put in the billing and what I looked on online. So yeah, add your input. There's a lot of very knowledgeable people. Now, I just want to go on to the biplanes. I'm not going to say much about them. Let's throw in some music and show you what was at WAAAM. It was a great turnout. I encourage you to come out to WAAAM anytime to see the museum. Lots to see, motorcycles, cars, too much to even contemplate and seeing in one day. And it's reasonably priced. They're open most of the year. The other thing is come to the Fly-In next year. Hopefully next year we'll have just as good a weather as we did this year. So Little Jones, thank you very much.